Jessica McCaskill versus Sandy Ryan. 10 rounds for McCaskill's WBA, WBC women's featherweight titles and Sandy's WBO welterweight title. I believe this is going to be an exciting matchup. Let's get into it. Let's start with Jessica McCaskill. 12 wins, 3 losses, 5 wins by way of knockout. This is her first fight this year. She fought twice last year. She defended her title. Then she went down in weight to challenge Chantel Cameron for her belts and came up short in that fight. But we'll get into that a little bit shortly here. McCaskill is tough lady, man. I mean, she's relentless with the pressure. She's always going to be in your face. She's throwing shots from everywhere. Sometimes it looks a little bit wild if we're being honest, but generally it seems like she is in control of what she is doing. You know, she became a champion in the division by taking the belts from those who had it before her, the real way how we want to see the best fighting the best. In order to beat the best, you got to fight the best. In order to become a champion, you got to go against the champion and take their belt so you can show why you are a champion as well. I think one of her best performances was when she fought Cecilia Brækhus the second time around. In the first fight, it was a close fight, but in the rematch, man, that was not the case. Great adjustments, great showing from Jessica McCaskill in the rematch. She follows that up and puts a beating on Candy Wyatt, where she got the stoppage win. After that, she defended her title against Alma Ibarra. She was very, very aggressive from the jump in that fight. She's always aggressive, but against Ibarra, man, she was overly aggressive, right? She was throwing straight hands, wild overhand shots, and when it connected, it looked great. It looked fantastic. It did damage, but when it missed, man, she missed kind of wide, didn't she? Ibarra just looked overwhelmed from the beginning, man. She couldn't get comfortable, didn't really know what to do with that type of pressure inside of the ring. Even when the camera was zoomed into her eyes, she just looked a little bit flustered. But when she was in control, moments when she was in control and she calmed down, she put some nice shot against McCaskill, countering her well, using her jab, moving alongside the ring. But for that night, man, Ibarra was just overwhelmed, didn't really know what to do, and she didn't want to fight anymore. And McCaskill got the win. But I must say, man, it wasn't a pretty fight by no means, in my opinion, personally. I thought she was very forceful that fight and looked a little sloppy at times, but she looked strong. I mean, the speed looked right. All of the things that made her successful leading up to that fight, she still had those intangible things. Now, in her most recent fight, when she went down a weight class to challenge Chantel Cameron, things look completely different. McCaskill's shots didn't seem like it had any steam on them. She looked much slower than the fight before. It looked like she was just going through the motions and never really got started, in my opinion. Maybe you saw something different. Let me know in the comments. Cameron beat her every round, if not almost every round, right? But the beautiful thing about that fight, the smart thing that Cameron did was she did not get sucked into fighting Jessica McCaskill's fight, that brawling war type of fight that McCaskill likes to do. She picked her spots very well, kept moving around the ring, and made it tough for McCaskill to find her offense, and her defense was shaky as well. All in all, man, McCaskill's body language was just off, man, to me. Right. Credit to Cameron for how she fought that fight. Right. And she got the win. And, you know, it makes me think, right. When I think about it makes me think, and we've said it before, right. We've seen fighters age overnight. I'm not saying that is the case, but it's something to keep in mind. She's 39 years old, so it'll be interesting to see what she looks like in this fight. Maybe the weight cut was rough for her, that camp. I don't know. I'm not in her camp. I don't know her personally. I don't know any of her team personally. All we can do is speculate and bring the best assumption that we can, right? So now she's back up to the division where she is a champion. So we'll see what she looks like, man. I'm hoping and expecting her to bounce back and look like the Jessica McCaskill of old in this fight, but we'll see. But now let's talk about her opponent, Sandy Ryan. 6 wins, 1 loss, 2 wins by way of knockout. Ryan has not been a pro for too long, but she's already had some success pretty early in her career, but she's also faced adversity early in her career as well. Last year, she fought Erica Frias twice. In the first fight, I thought I thought she was kind of rushed into that fight, man. She was in there too early to me against a veteran like Ferraz, who fought McCaskill twice, who fought Michaela Mayer, who fought Cecilia Brækhus, Mary McGee, Delphine Parsoon. Like, that is a substantial list of female boxers who at one point in their career were some of the best in the division and champions past and even in the current time. So I thought they put her into the ring with her a little bit too quickly. The first fight, Ryan started well, right? But as the fight went on, she started to slow down a little bit, stop using her jab, just kept coming forward, but not moving her head off the line, trying to stay in the pocket and trade shots. And I personally don't think that's her style of fighting. While she can do those things, I don't think that's where her strength is at, right? Ferraz was the one who was slipping and moving and using her jab to set up her shots. Ryan was the bigger woman in that fight, but she was getting hit too cleanly, too often, and Ferraz got the win. Now, the second fight was different. She started to box more and control the aggression. You could see she was thinking offense just as much as she was thinking defense, right? She fought more of her fight, much sharper, right, with better combinations, better counter punching, better head movement, and didn't neglect her jab. And all around was just a much better showing, better patience as well too. Sandy has the height advantage in this fight and the reach advantage, and when she uses her strength to her advantage, man, it's a beautiful thing to see. I know she believes in her power, I know she believes in her strength, but as I said, she's no brawler. I don't think she should be getting in that type of fight against Jessica McCaskill. It may not work out for her if that's the game plan. Her strength is in her quickness, her movement, using her jab and reach to set everything up. In a brawl against McCaskill, as I said, that might not be a fight that she would win. Now, in her last fight, she fought Marie-Pierre who was undefeated coming into that fight, and I thought was a great doppelganger stylistic for Ryan's preparation for Jessica McCaskill. Pierre Hull is an aggressive fighter, man, and she throws shots from everywhere. She comes to brawl, and Ryan handled that fight very well. Once she kind of got her groove and figured out the timing and the movement of her opponent, man, she used her jab to keep the distance and to slow down Pierre Hull a little bit, man. When she did need to fight back, though, she held her own, used her body to make it tough to get hit. Whether you're holding on to your opponent, right, or you got their arm tucked in, there is things that you can do from in close to limit the punishment and to really turn that momentum in your favor. And I thought Ryan did a very good job of doing that. She also kept moving her feet, staying off the ropes. And when she got her opponents on the ropes, put forth good combinations, man, good body shots, and just all around a very good showing for Sandy Ryan in her last fight. I thought she handled the pressure very well. She started to trade and bang shots a little bit more towards the end. She was getting comfortable, man, you know, not afraid to let the hands go. But she stuck to her fundamentals and got the nice win against a quality opponent, man. I thought it was a very good performance from her. And this is going to be a great showcasing if she can do the same against Jessica McCaskill. Can she handle the pressure? Can she fight her fight when the pressure is on and the punches are throwing? That is all to be answered on fight night. So who wins? I like Jessica McCaskill a whole lot, man, but I'm going with Sandy Ryan to win this fight by decision. I think Sandy last fight looked very good. Her opponent fought a similar style to how I'm expecting McCaskill is going to come in, pressure, volume, looping shots. And I thought Ryan handled it well and didn't get sucked into a fight in her opponent's fight. I didn't like McCaskill's last performance. She looked a step behind from the jump. Either we see her look like her old self and it's an exciting fight, or she looks like she did in her last fight and has problems closing the gap, and it's a wide loss. I guess we'll see how it unfolds, right? But for me right now, I'm leaning towards Sandy Ryan to win this fight by decision. I think she gets it done. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel. It will be greatly appreciated. We recently got a membership section going on the channel. Don't always get to do all the suggested videos you guys suggest in the comment section below, but if you become a member, those suggested videos rise to the top, and I will do my best to get those done for you that week. Or if you'd like to become a member, just support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated as well. Shout out to everybody that continues to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each of you. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video, this don't do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.